Today, we want to talk about something that affects all of us at some point in our lives, and that is fear. Fear can be crippling. It can hold us back from pursuing our dreams, from living our lives to the fullest, and from experiencing all the wonderful things that this world has to offer. But fear doesn't have to control us, and in fact, with the help of some inspiring Bible verses we can learn how to rise above our fears and live a life full of courage and inspiration. Verse 1, Joshua 1:9. The first Bible verse we want to share with you is from the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This verse reminds us that we are not alone in our fears. God is with us always, and He commands us to be strong and courageous. So, whenever we feel afraid, we can turn to God for strength and support, knowing that He is always there for us. Tip 1. Focus on God's presence. One way to rise above fear is to focus on God's presence in our lives. When we feel afraid, we can take a few deep breaths, close our eyes, and imagine God with us, holding us close and giving us the strength we need to face our fears. We can also pray, asking God to fill us with His courage and to guide us through whatever challenges we may be facing. Verse 2, Philippians 4:6-7. The second Bible verse we want to share is from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verses 6-7. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This verse reminds us that we don't have to be anxious or afraid, even in the most difficult situations. We can turn to God in prayer and present our requests to Him, trusting that He will provide us with the peace we need to face whatever challenges come our way. Tip 2. Practice gratitude. Another way to rise above fear is to practice gratitude. When we focus on the things we are thankful for, it helps to shift our focus away from our fears and onto the blessings in our lives. We can make a list of things we are grateful for, or simply take a few moments each day to reflect on the good things in our lives. Verse 3, Psalm 23:4. The third Bible verse we want to share is from the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. It says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." This verse reminds us that even in the darkest times, we can trust that God is with us, guiding us and comforting us. We don't have to be afraid, because God is with us always. Tip 3. Face your fears. The final tip we want to share for rising above fear is to face your fears. Sometimes, the best way to overcome our fears is to confront them head-on. We can take small steps towards facing our fears, and each time we do, we become stronger and more courageous. With the help of God's strength and guidance, we can overcome our fears and live a life full of courage and inspiration. We hope that these words have encouraged and inspired you to face your fears and to trust in God's strength and guidance. Remember, fear doesn't have to control you, and with God's help, you can rise above it and live a life full of joy and purpose. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.